Welcome with Swiss Trader. I just test some assistant robo, the Swiss important signals, which assists in trading. And I trade the DAX, German DAX, and I make a test only in the cash market. Now it is this morning, and I just have to wait until 9 o'clock. The broker's time is one hour earlier, and I have here the local time, and we have the robo shows inside bars. It shows inverted hammer inside bars, outside bars, and we have here the parabolic SIR. When there is a change of direction, it sells or buys. But important is that I buy by hand. It's just an assistant robo, and I have an initial balance of €300. I just want to have about 30% per day. It seems crazy, but it is possible. So this time, I don't know this time span. For this method, you should know the global direction, but we'll see. We have here the pivot point. The price is over the pivot point. We are rather bullish. We are over SMA 200, and we are in the first hour of trading, but not yet cash. I wait until 9 o'clock. This first hour is hard to trade because there are only the futures and options, and they can run wherever they want. And therefore I wait for 9 o'clock. And I have here only buttons: market sell, limit sell, market buy, limit buy, close, and here I can delete pending orders, and here I can delete positions. So make it a bit faster. One bar is 10 minutes. We have here the ADX, and if it is low, these buttons are blocked because no trend, no trade. So now we have the open. It seems that it goes up I just put a feeler. It's just 0.1 contracts with limit buy. If this doesn't work, I kill it again. It is important that we have 100 over there. This is depicted here, and the VWAP. I have the VWAP in this program, but I forgot to display it. Here's the distance to VWAP. If it is small, it's very dangerous, because VWAP is an equilibrium price. So about another tenth of a contract, and it seems to rise. Now I suppose it will rise, and I put a lot of limits, and as soon as the price comes back, we buy. So, and now I delete the pending orders. Now I made some market buy. When I see that it is goes, but market buy now is finished. And now I just have to reduce the positions. The take profit is 50 points. And the stop loss is 3 ATR. Average true range. It's a volatility stop loss. It depends on the volatility. Now we see we have already 10% win, and now I have to watch exactly the number. These take profits I can't change in tester. But in reality, I could put them further on. So now I will close, because it is 9:20. Maybe the big move is over. I just close. So. And so I just have an insane curve. I have already almost 10%. Now this is the robo. Yes, I had a change of the parabolic, but this change comes very late. I just let this position in. Oops, a second. And we are still above the 11,200. And now now the program is blocked because we have a bad ADX. But it bought before. That was not due to my action, but it was the change of the parabolic. This is a bit too restrictive. It doesn't allow to buy because the ADX is so low. I have to change that in the program. You see, this goes upwards. It's still blocked. I think the threshold is 20. Maybe I have to realize, take profit. Now it's over 20, yes. Oh, this should be green now. I have the limit with 20. With ADX 20, I'm not allowed to trade. It must be over 20. That's a filter. Linda Raschke says don't trade under 30 in 5 minutes, and so it goes on the show. But at this time, I don't know if it works in reality, because it's just the tester. And I put some limits in, but it works insanely. Really, this performance curve, there is no hedge manager in the world who makes that. It's really insane. We are at a 75 level. This may be finished. I just close some, and you see when I close how the blue one is the real. This is the temporary level, and the blue one is the real level. How it worked, I just have 46, a win of 46, and now because it goes on, I buy market. Oh, and we just traded 1 hour. This is a feeler, and I will see if it goes again or not. I'm ready to close it. Maybe I close it. It's a 75 level. Maybe it is finished, and we have 10:20. Maybe we are at the what is it? At the upper opening range, but price could go up to here. This is the opening range projection. That's the 5th of February. 10:30. We have normally this turning points with the DAX in the, about at 10 o'clock, but it's not exactly. It easily could go up to here or go up to there. We will. Now I'm flat. I want first to see where it goes. It rather falls back. Now I make limit sell. I didn't optimize the trailing stop here. Just have to do that later. This stop loss is trails, but only to break even. It's again the 75 level. Oh, maybe. And it's at the upper opening range. Oh, something is wrong, I think. This opening range is a bit high. Oh, we go, it's the wrong direction. Stop loss. This 3.8 here. Just go in the other direction. Oh, I have some market buys in and some limit buys. I have 0.8 contracts now. You see, this is very distributed. Now we are over 100. That means it might go on. We have 11 past here in the morning, 11 o'clock, a bit later. Ooh, I lose. But I think that might be oh, I can't change these stop losses here, but this is bad. This is good like that. You shouldn't change your stop losses. I think I can buy again some limits. It's only about when it comes back. We now have 2 contracts. That's enough. I must not overstress with so much, only few money in the account. We have only started with 300. I may not buy more than 2 contracts. and this is a 1 to 200 account. Two contracts cost about 140. You see the margin, not even. I could go with 300. I could about 4 contracts with 200, but the risk is too much. Now we're again over the 100er. Here we see we have practically no movement, but it is, we are only after 12 o'clock. This looks like it would go up until here. I just put some coal on it, on a fire which burns, and now I might don't wait too long, but I wait 12:30. Come on. Oh, it's really insane. Now I kill the positions. And now I have only 0.3 contracts. So 347 we have now 1243, and I think we could enter again short before 1 o'clock. I just make a limit buy. A limit buy. Again, I think we will come. That's often the case that it rises short before 1 o'clock. And I have to be prepared to kill everything. Oh. Close. It doesn't fulfill with. I think it would come up to over 11,300, but it's not the case. I just try to limit sell. Just a feeder. From 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 3:30, it's not so good to trade. It's not so systematic. Just can go in either direction. Now it goes up again over the 11,300. I'm not informed by news now. I don't know the news now. That in real trading you should know that. You see here we are near the 100. I make some buy limits. I think it will rise again over 11,300. Oh, yeah, it's not so. It's 11,300. I don't know if it is going to this 300 again. One does not see where we are exactly. We are above the R1. Here's the R2. It's relatively high for the day. But it looks like I just put some limits again. Now we are on with 1.1 contracts. We have not too much contracts. If I see that it runs, I can make market buy. So everything looks bullish. But it's no guarantee. Maybe these stop losses are relative narrow. 3 RTR, as Linda Rajke says. And ADX is so low, the buttons are blocked. I'm not allowed to buy because we have no volatility. That's in the early afternoon, that's often the case. And I just look how this develops. We have inside bars, outside bars. We are really in a sideways range, and sideways range are very dangerous. Oops. It's the robo which killed the positions. I lost a bit. I And now we have always the change of the parabolic, but it's strange. It would not be allowed for the robot to buy or sell. We have some little errors again in it. So what is it? Is it going? As the ADX is so low, I'm not allowed to buy or sell. No, it's blocked. But it's a bit strange. The robo should be blocked too. This parabolic was wrong. It bought and now it's sold, but now it's rising. So I set some limits. And I delete the pendings which are far away. It's just the risk if it falls back and that there's a change of trend. That could be bad. Now I have some market buys. As I assume that the price will rise. So I make 2 contracts. That's the maximum which is allowed. It's quite risky. And I watch the win, and we are well over the 300, 11,300. So now I begin to close. Look at this curve here when I close. I just have 1/10 of a contract in, and we have 54 win. 54 from 47. It's still about for 300. I think it's about 20%. But I went out too early. I just set some limits. Maybe it will come. Oh, but we have. Be careful. The US session started, and DAX is heavily influenced by the Dow Jones. That may result in unpredictable movements. So I make some limits. we have 1550. With the Dow Jones, there might be a trend, change of trend. I have to be very careful. Just buy some contracts, but it might be finished here very soon. So I just kill some. So now I'm flat, pending, and I have 60 out of 300 are 20%. I make 20% while other people make 20% in a year, but I never tested this method in reality. It would be, I think it's not so easy in reality. And I just trade the cash market. Now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oops. Now you see what hello, I can make losses. In 10 minutes chart you don't see it so quickly, but the 10 minutes chart filters many jitter and yes, that's typical. Dow Jones is probably turning around. And now I just put a feeder, a limit sell. You have to know the turning points of the intraday market, then you perform much better. And one turning point is about 4 o'clock with Dow Jones, and Dow Jones influences DAX. I now suppose it will go back, but it need not be true. Oh, I'm a bit in the minus. So that was a very bullish day. Oh, I was wrong here. And now it stopped out. I just lose a bit again. Maybe I put here some limits sell. Maybe it will come down nevertheless. trade with real money. I have still the 1 minute chart and so on, but the hard thing is not to get afraid if you see the jitter of the 1 minute chart. Ah, no, it rises again. I'm wrong again. And stopped out. I kill these positions. They are wrong. Wrong direction. Put some limit buys in. Maybe we will rise until 5 o'clock. I must not go over 2 contracts. So I have 2 contracts. And it's soon 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock the whole thing may turn again. There is no big steam anymore. I wait until 5 o'clock and then the day should be finished. Here the stop loss is a bit very narrow. It should be beyond EMA 20, about here. But I let it left. I don't change it. Yeah, I have to flatten. It's now 5 o'clock in the evening, and after 5 o'clock there is no much movement anymore. I would have 0.5 contracts in there. No, I just buy a bit. And 10 past 5, the day is practically over. So I just flattened. Now we have made, out of 300, we made 351. 51 divided by 300 times 100. It's 17%. It's not even. Oh no! I have to add to 51. Or 51.38 divided by 300 times 100. It's really, it's 17% per day, but that's enough. But hedge fund managers make this in a year. Okay, then see you later with Swiss Trader.